What is up, music lovers? Severo here from Severo Music Studios, and I come to you with this episode, a bit of a nerdy episode where I speak about the equipment that I use, specific equipment that I use, and I'm talking about my microphones. I love microphones. I just love that they're all very purpose-built to optimize sound for various things. So in this episode, I'm going to run through my arsenal of microphones, from what I use live to what I use in studio, what I use for certain kind of multitasking, the lot. So this is the time to put on your headphones or your earphones if you really like to hear the quality. I advise that you do put on something so you can actually hear the quality of the different microphones and the different tones and everything that comes through. So here we go. So I hope you guys have your earphones or headphones on, because I'm starting with condenser microphones. And condenser microphones is usually what you find when you watch music videos and people recording in recording studios. They're using something like this, and radio stations. These are called condenser microphones, and they are mainly used for studio purposes. Because they are very sensitive. That's why a lot of people require soundproofing, because they just want to get nothing but what's coming toward the microphone. We're starting off with this. This is the A.R.T. M3. I've had this studio microphone for a couple of years now, and I've never looked back. I think it's just great because it's absolutely spit clear, crystal clear quality. There are obviously much more popular and better options of buying microphones, but this, especially for the price, really does it for me. You've seen me use this for my vocals, or what I've tried, and a couple of my other artists as well. This microphone is a trip because I can hear what's happening outside the studio. Like, check this out, you can hear me clearly now. But if hey guys, what's up? And I can even whisper, can you hear me? Yeah, most other microphones will not even stand a chance of picking up sound that far away. So this is the A.R.T. M3, and I use it for recording vocals. You can also use it to record almost anything with regards to instruments. Guitars, violins, any acoustic, or even brass instruments. That's great. So this is the A.R.T. M3 condenser microphone. So moving along with condenser microphones, this is the Behringer C3 condenser microphone, and this microphone has been with me since the beginning. I think it's absolutely amazing. It was very budget sensitive. You know, all of us when we're starting out can't afford the best. But this is one that's very sold very popular for people that's just starting out. And I used it to record absolutely everything, and I did it with a pinch of salt. It took the abuse. This thing has seen a lot, and it's not as fancy or as sophisticated as the A.R.T. M3, but I still prefer this to record my saxophone. The tonality and the frequency response that I get through from it is just what I prefer when I'm recording with regards to the saxophone. But you can use this to record exactly the same as you can use this to record exactly the same purposes as the A.R.T. M3, as they are both pretty much for the same purpose. So that is the Behringer C3 microphone. Now lastly, for the condenser studio microphones that I use, this is the Samson C02, and this is what they refer to as a pencil microphone or a shotgun microphone, because as you can see, it has a very small diaphragm in front that only records directly what is in front of it, right down the middle, to a very far distance, and has the same sensitivity as the other microphones, except that the fact that what it picks up is very focused and very direct. And what I use this for Actually, I haven't used this in a while. I can use it for pretty much the same as the other microphones, but these kind of microphones are more popularly used for recording acoustic instruments, mainly violins, ukuleles, and acoustic guitars. So now we are moving on to dynamic microphones. Dynamic microphones, most people will be familiar with, because this is the everyday microphones people use for karaoke's and things like that. And this is the very first microphone I've ever bought, professionally. And this is the Behringer XM 1800S. Right. It is a wired system. So wired device. So yeah, it needs a cord, and this I would use if I was setting maybe up a live application. This is what I would give to maybe the backup singers, and say for again like karaoke purposes or just general speaking in front of people and stuff like that. This is very versatile. It's pretty durable. It has also taken a lot of abuse. It comes as a set of 3. It's pretty cheap, and yeah, probably a good one to start out with. And I personally think it does very well in a live application. So that is the Behringer XM 1800S. Long title for something so basic. And now we are going along with dynamic microphones, and this is probably my favorite microphone of my collection. I am serious. It's not my most expensive. It's not the most sophisticated, but I think it's probably the most versatile microphone that I have. This is the AKG D5. And if anyone knows me personally, they know that I'm crazy for AKG products. I've got quite a few AKG wireless systems that I will get to. All of my studio headphones are all AKG. I'm just crazy about AKG products. So this is the AKG D5, and you have seen me use this in a couple of videos because it is so super clear. It's not super sensitive, but it is super clear. I use this for everything. You can record guitar on this. You can record pretty much any instrument, vocals, everything you can record through this microphone. It's just great. Great for studio and live application. So this is the AKG D5 dynamic microphone. Alright, I know what you're thinking. No way, but way. This is the classic mic that we've seen Elvis use and that so many people use in so many cool looking music videos, and the old school videos that we see back in the day, especially people singing jazz and stuff using this beautiful microphone. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Shure Super 55, the classic, and it's genuine. It is expensive, but as a microphone obsessor, if you have the opportunity to own one of these, why not? And this is just not the ordinary kind that you see nowadays. Not nowadays, but that you've seen probably more popular. The one that's got more of a chrome finish and a black filter. That is the Shure SH2, I believe. This is the Shure Super 55, and it comes with more of a brushed metal finish and a blue filter. How cool and sexy is that? And I've used this microphone very seldom. I just treasure it so much. But you have seen it in the music video with Tasneem. And you've seen it, me use it maybe just once in Music and Motion Live 2018. But yeah, this is my prize baby. This is the Shure Super 55 dynamic microphone. And it is used as you can imagine, mainly for vocals. But this has a modern capsule, a microphone capsule inside, which makes it um, pretty much the same as the other ordinary dynamic microphones. It is a dynamic microphone, but in this very fancy and sexy casing. So people would want to use it because just for the aesthetics alone, the look, that is what it's all about. So once again, that is the Shure Super 55. And it's the only Shure product I'll probably ever own. They're so expensive. Alright. So now we are moving on to wireless systems, and I'd like to introduce you to another AKG product. This is the AKG WMS40. AKG, which is the brand, WMS, which I believe stands for Wireless Mini System or Wireless Mini Series in the AKG range. And this is a great product. Like you see, it is wireless, and I use this for everything. When I have a jam session here in the studio, when I have a live show, this is probably my most popular choice. It is super clear, as you can hear. Advantage to having a wireless system, you can move everywhere, and it's very versatile. Downside is that it does use a battery and it takes up space near your mixer. However, the great and the best thing about this particular AKG product, it only uses one little AA battery, and it lasts for over 24 hours straight. I've tested it. It's true. Where most other ones who are other wireless systems would demand a 9-volt battery, which only lasts about 10-12 hours. So that is probably the best thing about this, and that's why I like this mini series of AKG. So that is the AKG WMS40. It comes as a set of 2. I buy it as a set of 2, and it was also great, fantastic for the price. Another big ups for AKG. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're ready for this one. Now, moving along with handheld wireless systems, this is the Lewitt. It's Lewitt, Lewitt LTS240. I believe that's the model of this microphone, and this is quite the big daddy. This is such a powerful device. The AKG product that I use, that is used for small to medium scale applications. For example, little pub gigs or for church, that microphone is great. This, however, is quite the big boy. This I heard people compare this product to the Shure device, the Shure product, the SM58. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Shure products is what is commercially used worldwide. When we watch The Voice, or more popularly Idols, they prefer to use Shure products. So all those shows that you see on TV where they have singers and they're using mics, they're usually using the Shure product, the SM58. And I've heard people compare this to the SM58. A big claim, but I believe it is somewhere up there. This is again just a handheld microphone used for vocals mainly. Obviously great for live application. This is the purpose that it is used for. But I believe this is probably built to be used on quite a big scale. So, as you can hear how my vocals come through so full and powerful. So, the review for this microphone, I think it's beyond amazing. It's also sold as a dual, but I just took the option of only the one. And it is also sold as a condenser, so you can actually have a handheld studio sensitive quality microphone just like this. So this is the Lewitt LTS240 dynamic wireless microphone. So now with the wireless systems, I had to take off my headphones so that you can see. Hang on, let me adjust this so that you can really see what's going on here. Pretty cool, right? We've all seen one of these, usually worn by people on TV who are hosts of TV shows and things like that. Or if we go to see a live musical, usually the lead casts are wearing something like this. This is the Samson EATIN dynamic microphone. It's also sold as a condenser, very sensitive. I didn't choose that. As you can see, it's hands-free, but it can't be. The microphone has to go to a wireless transmitter, and a transmitter is not sold with this, so it's hooked up to another AKG product. Yeah, another part of the mini series. Anyway, yeah. So this is used for mainly public speaking and for maybe people who are doing musicals and things like that. Usually for something very small. I usually use this to give it to MCs at events, or if I have a call out to a wedding and the pastor needs to be mic'd up, because sometimes the issue is when a mic is in front of him on a stand and he has the Bible here, he looks up and looks down from time to time, and the mic is not always pointing nicely towards him, and sometimes you lose the sound. So I hook him up with one of these. That's how you render the problem. That's why these things are designed, So that's what I use it for, and that's why I love it. This is the Samson SE10 head-worn dynamic microphone. Okay, now this is concluding my tests and reviews on wireless microphones. This microphone you would have seen most of all throughout my channel, and this is one that is featured the most throughout my channel because this microphone actually attaches to the end of my saxophone. If you've seen me play live, you would have noticed this little device on the end of it. This is a JTS product. This is the JTS UR816 or UT816D, which stands for dynamic. And yeah, this has been with me also for a very long time. I've been wanting to get a wireless system for my saxophone, always, because I always wanted to move around while I was playing, and this has served me well. Yeah, that's all that it's used for. But the great thing about this actually is that, unlike other wireless systems for wind instruments, it's actually a one-piece device. It's not linked to a cable that goes to another belt pack like you saw that AKG product. This is just one little device on its own. And the best thing is you can actually unhinge this microphone and put on that jack, if it will focus. Yeah, you can put that on, and then it attaches like that, and then you have a wireless system for your guitar. So just plug it into your guitar and there you go, one little device. This is also a very impressive product. This is the JTS UR816 or UR16D. So there you have it. You can take your headphones or earphones off, or actually keep them on, because now you can probably hear the difference in the quality of sound. Now you are just hearing me through the camera's microphone. What a difference, right? That's why I love microphones so much. If you actually stuck to the end of this video, congratulations. But I can't help it. I just love microphones. Like I said, the differences and their purposes to optimize sound. Because I mean, when you're at a live show or when you're listening to something, you can easily say, nah, I didn't like it, or nah, I couldn't quite hear it, or there was too much of this or that. It's all down to the microphone, all down to the product. The sound can make or break a performance, which nobody wants, not the artist and not the audience. And that's why microphones are so important in this industry. So now, that concludes this episode of the review and tests of all my microphones. I've never done it all in one day before, but now I just discovered I have almost like 3 of everything. I have 3 studio mics, 3 different dynamic mics, and 3 wireless systems, including the one for my saxophone. Man, if you'd like to see more of these kind of episodes, I'm not sure, they may be coming soon. I just wanted to do this episode. But usually if I should do episodes for my equipment, it's because I've bought something new. But that is it from me today, and don't forget guys, please like, please share, and continue to support.